Hello, Palladium fans. We have a really cool special episode for you today. If you followed the weekly updates, then you already know what we're going to talk about. But Kevin, tell us about the world of Palladium Books.
So what JM is referring to here is not just our game line, but the fact that the Detroit Historical Museum in downtown Detroit has done an exhibit called The Worlds of Palladium Books, which just, it amazes me, it freaks me out. I had nothing to do with them deciding to do this. They reached out to me and said, hey, our Heroes and Villains, the Detroit comic book story exhibit did so well. The space opened up right next door to it, and we want to do something on gaming, and we want to do Palladium Books because Palladium is, the largest and most well-known and long-lasting tabletop game company in Michigan. So I'm like, sure. And I had no idea that the exhibit was coming together until they reached out and said, hey, can we dig through your archives so we can put things in the exhibit? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Sure, why not?
But the exhibit officially opens this Saturday, February 7th.
Awesome.
And runs till September 19th. So you got like 8 months to come on down and see it. It's hard for me to really talk about it and describe it because it's like so personal and so amazing. I can tell you, I got to see a sneak preview of it with some friends and family, and they went gaga over it. I mean, they were taking a million photographs and they were laughing and running around from panel to panel, reading the stuff about Detroit's history of gaming. And because it actually starts and mentions a group that existed in 1959. And then it talks about the Wayne Wargamers, which I did a ton of art of. There's my Otis the Werepig mascot of the Wayne Wargamers is there, and some other stuff. And then it talks a little bit about the Detroit Gaming Center. And I thought it was cool. For me, it was really neat seeing above some of these big panels on the wall, there's text on quotes above them. And it was from a number of people from the Detroit Gaming Center. And so it was really nice to see Robin Corona and Johnny Hill and Michael Robinson and some other people, as well as me. There's a couple quotes from me, of course. And it's just very cool. And, some of our books are displayed and covers in addition to covers and little fun facts. And it's awesome. I mean, we did send out a little press release the other day announcing it. And, hopefully people open it up and read it and go, holy moly, because that's been the reaction of most people. I texted like 50 friends and mostly people here in Michigan so they can come to the opening if they wanted to. And I was surprised by A, how many people are coming, and B, how many people were stoked.
Yeah.
But it is amazing. I mean, to me, it's amazing because, I mean, how many people ever get an exhibit in a museum?
Yeah.
Especially a major museum in a major metropolitan city. That's phenomenal. And then for me, it has special significance because the Detroit Historical Museum, the Detroit Institute of Arts, and the main library, they're all clustered together. You got the Historical Museum here, and across the street on Woodward is the DIA, and across the street from the Historical Museum is the main library. And there used to be, I don't think it's there anymore, there used to be a children's museum there also. And these were all just places when I was a kid and in my teens and early 20s and 30s. They were my safe places. They were places to go, places to find inspiration. and stoke the creative fires. So it's kind of surreal that these places that I loved so much all my life, one of them is doing an exhibit on me and my company and my hobby. And it's beautiful. And so, please come down to see it. I also want to mention that what we're trying to do is if you come to see the exhibit, we will try to make ourselves available if you want to also make a detour or an extra trip, I guess, because we're about a half hour west of the Detroit Historical Museum. But if you want to come and see the Palladium office and maybe have me sign some books, because I can't just live at the Historical Museum going, "Hi, I'm Kevin Siembieda. Let me sign your book." Or let me tell you about, I'll be here.
You're not giving guided tours every weekend.
No.
Did they get the hologram of you to do that? Like,
that would be cool.
Yeah, right.
I don't think they have the budget. If you call ahead, and our number and some of this, what I'm saying here, is in a couple of the weekly updates from end of January and certainly in February here. If you call the office, if we're not buried in work and you want to swing by and see the place and see the warehouse and maybe pick up a couple of books or have me and the guys, whoever's here, sign books, you're welcome to do so. Now, it's subject to our schedule and our availability. And sometimes, we're out of town or doing other things. So you do need to call ahead and make an arrangement. But hey, do it. And on top of that, I'm planning, because so many of our fans and friends are so stoked about it. And I was surprised how many from out of state want to come and see the exhibit, that I thought we would do a what I'm calling a weekend of conversation with Kevin Siembieda, but it will also include the Palladium staff and any available freelancers who may be coming, like Matthew Ballant said he wants to come.
Oh, that's awesome.
I haven't confirmed, with dates and stuff, but
stay tuned here. We'll look in the weekly update. As soon as that comes together, we'll have announcements.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the end of April. But I mean, Ramon Perez said he'd like to come. Jolly Blackburn said he'd like to come. Now, like to come doesn't mean they will be there, but a lot of people have said, if you hold this thing, we'll be there. Now, this is not a Palladium open house. This is very much what it sounds like, a conversation with me and the guys. It means you guys go see the exhibit in the morning, combine the afternoon and evening, and we sit around and talk. You can ask me about Eric Wojcik and the Detroit Gaming Center and our early games and upcoming games and whatever the heck you want. There'll be a lot of questions and answers. There'll be a lot of just, socializing and, soda and that kind of thing. And I think it'll be great. Bring books for us to sign. And like I said, depending on how many people actually show up, like Nick Bradshaw's talking about coming. He's one of our artists, and all kinds of people. I've been Ben Rodriguez, and gosh, I'm blanking on exactly how many. But I was just blown away by how many people want to come, and it's just like, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it, and it should be fun. And it's just something very informal. I mean, it's like T-shirts and blue jeans. We just hang out in the frickin' warehouse. We can talk about turtles and whatever else you want, riffs. And that's what it's going to be. And when you go to the Historical Museum, whenever you go, check out the other exhibits. There's like an amazing, if you're into hockey, there's an amazing Red Wings. They're 100 years old, our hockey team this year. So there's this fantastic Red Wings 100 years exhibit. There's a great exhibit with automobiles. There's a great exhibit. One of my all-time favorites is called the streets of old Detroit.
Okay.
So it's like a giant diorama of like how businesses looked and cobblestone streets, and where you actually get to walk around and step into. It's like walking into the past, because it's these 3D, it's physical constructs. I hate to be the person who has to like dust all the artifacts. Like there's an apothecary, so there's like 9 zillion different bottles of stuff, and there's I think 1870 fire truck.
Oh, wow.
in sort of a recreation of a fire station. And I mean, there's just there's like the corner store and all kinds of stuff. It's really amazing. Some of the people who came with me for the sneak preview had never been there, and they're like, "Wow, I never knew this place existed. The historical museum is fantastic." And I'm like, "Yes, yeah. Come and see it."
Yeah.
And then, of course, you need to check out the Heroes and Villain, the Detroit comic book story exhibit, which is right next door to the Worlds of Palladium, because that's super interesting too. And I don't think people realize that the guy who created the Crow is from the Detroit area. Yeah. Jim Starlin, who created Thanos, and many of the characters in the Guardians of the Galaxies, came from Detroit. Terry Austin, who is famous for his run as inker on the X-Men. Richard Buckler, all kinds of Arvell Jones, Keith Pollard. It goes on and on. B.K. Taylor. It just, all these people came from Detroit, and it talks about their contributions and stuff. And interestingly enough, I'm in that exhibit as well, because Alex and I did A+, Detroit's first independent comic book.
Yeah.
There are at least three locations where A+ covers are displayed.
That's fantastic.
And I'm mentioned, throughout the frickin' exhibit. And I thought that was cool when that happened. And now I get my whole own exhibit for Palladium. I mean, it's like, and what's exciting to me is just not the recognition and the accolades. That's all nice. I'm never one of those people who needed to be famous. So that's all cool. And I love that people love my games and get so much enjoyment out of them. But it's the fact that role playing is becoming truly mainstream. We're no longer the weirdos who are in the kitchen role playing something that I
mean, we're still the weirdos in the kitchen role playing something.
but we're not the weirdos anymore. We're just, in fact, I've heard people actually say things like, "Yeah, role playing sounds interesting to me, but I don't think I'm cool enough to role play." And I'm like, cool enough? That's right. You have to be cool. I mean, we were not the cool kids in the 1970s, 80s, and even 90s. Role players were, typically the oddball and the intellectual playing a game that nobody understood. And with this exhibit, it's just clear how far role-playing games and gaming in general has gone, that it's so mainstream and that people are interested in these kind of games, that they would actually do an exhibit on a company that produces them.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love it. And you're seeing that at more and more conventions like Gamehole Con and Gary Con and Page, where they're bringing in a bunch of the old timers who started the industry. And it's funny for me too, because it brings up like retrospectives, at least a retrospective thought, where it's like, when I started Palladium Books, I just wanted to make the kind of games that I thought other people would enjoy, and the kind of games that I love, and on subjects that I loved. I didn't think about this historical significance, or that I was making an impact on the industry. I was just doing my thing the best I could. And I think that's something to take away too, is put your best foot forward, because you don't know where it's going to take you. And look where it's taken me. I'm in a freaking
That's awesome.
museum. I mean, even though it's a temporary exhibit. I mean, it's 8 months, but yeah. So come on down, check it out, enjoy the fun. Stop by Palladium if you have the time, or check out the Detroit Institute of Arts and the other stuff that's located around the museum. Have a blast, especially if you come down in the springtime when it's beautiful, or summer. But come on down and enjoy it. It'll be a blast. The Worlds of Palladium is from now through September 19th. And thank you, everyone, for making my life apparently historic.